Hey guys, welcome to another GameXplain discussion. I'm your host, Andrew Seegers, and this time we're joined by Derek Bender and game theorist Trailer Drake to discuss the news that Super Mario Maker is finally getting checkpoints. So, let's get started. Alright guys, huge news! Mario Maker is getting checkpoints. This legitimately is actually pretty big. Because this was the first thing I put in my top 10 DLC that Mario Maker needs was checkpoints, and that's awesome.
They listened to us.
They finally did, right? They actually listened to feedback. So they announced it as part of a trailer that announced 4 other things coming to the game. Unfortunately, none of which are as exciting as checkpoints.
We have checkpoints. Oh my god, I can actually play levels now.
That really is it, because some levels are impossible. Even ones that aren't. Like, some of them are very difficult, but you want to see them to the end. But there are times where I'll get close enough to the end, I'm like, alright, I've seen it, I don't want to play through all that again, even though I'd like to beat it. It's like, I need to go do other things. I don't want to replay the whole first part.
Well, it's also nice because certain levels will just take forever to get to certain points. So there's a lot of waiting involved. So having a checkpoint after all that waiting would be a godsend. Now that's of course if somebody decides to actually use said checkpoint. But I did like the little note in the trailer how they said, if you have a checkpoint, you have to be able to beat the level from that checkpoint as well, because they couldn't make it on the spikes and all that, and screw somebody over that way.
Exactly, and that's what I said in the DLC video. That's the way they would have to do it. Otherwise, they could just make completely broken courses. This is a huge addition. I think it will even lend itself better to some of my own levels, for instance, where I actually had them segmented into levels. Like I can now actually have it between, the checkpoint, to use it as a respawn point for like a second level, for instance.
It's a really handy tool to use, and especially if you don't want to cause too much stress. Now, I'm sure there's some people out there who will ignore these checkpoints completely because they love to torture whoever plays their level. But I think to make a more classic level, which is the type of levels I enjoy, checkpoints are just a godsend at this point.
So, one thing I'm disappointed by, just purely from the trailer, is it didn't show off what the checkpoint looked like in all the other themes. Namely, the other themes I care about. Because, we probably know what the Mario World one's going to look like, because Mario World had one. But Mario 3 famously didn't have any checkpoints at all. So that means I have to come up with some kind of new design for it. Like, I wonder if they might go with something based on the ending box for the game.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And the same thing, similarly for the original Mario Brothers theme. Although that game had checkpoints, they were invisible. So I wonder how they might do it here, and if maybe they'll carry over the invisible idea. I don't think they will.
I think what it'll probably do is maybe make a mini flag, since they already have a flag for the ending of New Super Mario Brothers U.
Oh, that's true. It probably will be a flag, because, New Super Mario Brothers U was based on Mario Brothers. It makes sense for them retroactively to take the flag for the checkpoint back to that game.
Well, that actually would be really cool, though, if they did bring back the invisible checkpoints, too.
It would, but I don't know if that'd be,
It couldn't be that
hard. I'd be a little nervous if, I guess you'd have to have an entire line of checkpoints, that's the thing. Because if you could jump over it, not hitting the exact spot of the checkpoint, which is how it's done in New Super Mario Brothers U, that'd be an issue.
Yeah, I still think it'd be a cool little option for people to have the variety of choice.
Yeah, I think that would be. I don't think they will. That would be cool. Although now I am wondering if they actually will go with a Mario World checkpoint idea. I know they'll have the Mario World checkpoint, but I wonder if they'll actually update it to the checkpoint from Mario World, or just make it a flag as well. Because that checkpoint was also dependent on actually triggering it at the right spot. And same thing with the Mario Brothers 3 idea. Like, having a block would function differently than a flag. So I wonder if they just might go with a flag for all of them.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
That would be the easiest way, I guess.
Do you think you can add more than one checkpoint, or just the one?
I'm sure you can do more than one.
You do it by, taking the arrows and shaking them?
Yeah.
So maybe you can have just a ton of checkpoints.
That's a good point. I was thinking they might only do one, but because it is based on the arrows, I do wonder if we could add more, and that would be awesome. I'm leaning toward it just being one, but now that you mentioned it is an arrow replacement, I don't know, it kind of makes sense for it to be as many as you want, basically.
What I want to do is make a level of nothing but floor spikes, and then a checkpoint above each of them. So you have to die continuously and just keep checkpointing forward.
That would be actually kind of awesome. Yeah, actually having that ability, you could do some actually pretty cool level designs, I think, by having multiple checkpoints. Speaking of which, at first I was like the arrow thing. I'm like, that's kind of weird. Like, but it kind of makes sense too, right? Like both are involved with you navigating the level, so it kind of makes sense to shake the arrow for a checkpoint. I mean, it kind of, stretched definition, I guess, but it makes sense that having to add a new object purely for checkpoints.
Yeah, I like the idea of them taking the existing materials they already have and like just adding functionality to them. That's things that couldn't be shaken before now become this if you shake them. That's a really cool touch, and I guess it's sort of what they did with the whole
stackable power-ups or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Am I the only one that thinks like Nintendo is going to be adding secret things, like other things you can shake and produce other stuff? Because that seems like a very Nintendo thing to do.
Are you saying eventually, or do you think there might be more in this update?
I'm talking about like in this update, like there's something they're not telling us. Nothing major that's like worth like a big selling point, but something little cool. Or maybe like adding a fire flower to a hammer brother and making them a fire brother because there's already the freaking model for that.
I know. Man, I would love to see more functionality along those lines, like more interaction between the existing items. That would be really cool. There's tons of stuff they could do with it, like adding a fire flower to a chain chomp to make it a flame chomp.
Oh.
And they can even invent like new enemies too. Like what if I dragged it onto a thwomp to make it a flaming thwomp?
Oh God!
Right?
It hurts you and then it burns you.
Well, that'd be a way to prevent people from doing the spin jump on top of thwomps.
Holy crap! You're right.
Oh, you're right. That would be a good way of doing it.
Guys,
what?
Where are the slopes?
I know. So I guess so here's one thing that disappointed me, right? So I'm watching the trailer. I'm like, yes, checkpoints. It's like there's 4 more things coming to the game. I'm like, yes, 4 more things. What could they be? And it's like, stackable power-ups. I mean, I guess that's cool. And a harder Gnat Attack. All right. Official Mario Maker courses. Okay, I guess that's cool. And then event courses, where they didn't even describe what those are.
Event courses.
Well, event course is sort of like how the Nintendo World Championship levels, and I heard there was like special levels that they put out for the Omegathon at PAX and all that sort of stuff. Those type of levels that they made for special events.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Why don't you just wrap those into the official Mario Maker levels then?
Yeah, that's what threw me off. I thought maybe they could be like competitions, like who gets the most coins in the level or something.
That'd be fun.
But yeah, I actually, don't get me wrong. It's awesome that all 4 of those editions are coming. I think it's awesome this game's getting any editions at all.
Oh no, free content. Whatever will we do?
That's it. But at the same time, it's like, it would have been awesome they went a little bit farther this time around. But I am hoping this paves the way for even more content down the line.
Because we need slopes. It's in the Smash Bros. Level. You need to bring it to the actual game. We know you need it. So put it in there. It's not hard.
It's true. They really do need slopes. I mean, they don't need them. I think it'd be a huge addition, though. Because
it makes the levels feel more natural.
It does, like more organic. Because right now, in order to change elevation at all, you always have to jump. Whereas hills does make it feel a little bit more natural. I think this lens, it gives you more tools to play with, without being like that far out there. The only difficult thing, I guess, is just figuring out how to make it so you can make slope surfaces.
Throw in a pin tool. It worked for Smash Brothers for the custom levels.
Yeah, well there
you go. The UI is already made. Nintendo, just do it. God, be like Shia LaBeouf and Nike combined, and just do it.
Oh my.
Boy. So I'm guessing you don't care about the harder Gnat Attack at all, Andre?
I mean, I like the fact that Gnat Attack's in the game. It was cool, but I'm also over it now. I'll play it. It's cool. Maybe I'll do something if you beat the harder one. I don't know. I mean, I really don't care that much. I played it once. I got the costume, and I don't care at all about it anymore.
There's probably a second costume, though.
Yeah, that could be. That's true. I mean, they are releasing special costumes in Japan, so maybe that's how they tie it in.
To be honest, I have not played the Fly Swatter game at all.
Did you play the Mario Paint one?
Nope, never played Mario Paint.
I was going to be sarcastic and say it's the same thing, but okay.
Yeah. To be honest, I haven't really spent much time making levels. I've been so busy with other things.
Well, it kind of works out because now you'll be able to play all of Nintendo's official levels that they'll be uploading to the game. Which, I mean, I guess it's kind of cool, actually. I think it will be fun to see official levels from Nintendo. Especially now that they've actually been able to see how the community is taking advantage of the game. But I think Nintendo's commented before that they were surprised by the levels that are being created. So I would love to see the levels Nintendo would make now in a post-Mario Maker world, where they've seen what the community has done with the game.
Yeah, it'd be really cool to see.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to see what they'd use with these tools, or what they'd make with these tools.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see the feedback that they take from creators, which is feedback based on how they've made games for 20, 30 years. So it's a weird feedback loop we're in now, and it'll be fun to see, I think. So I guess the next thing is, we pretty much covered this update. What do you guys want to see come next? And we've covered slopes, of course. That's a huge thing. I think that was number 2 on my list for top DLC I want to come to the game. Even though that wasn't in any particular order, it kind of was at points. Checkpoints and slopes are huge. What else do you guys want to see? Anything else you can think of that you'd want to see added to this game in the near future?
I want some pieces from other Mario games or other Nintendo games. It should be a giant crossover. Make it a crossover, because crossovers are great.
God, that would be awesome. They really, because so many levels are already take cues from other games. They already have the Mii costumes or the Amiibo costumes in there. If they just started adding a few elements from each game, you could do so much with that. And I guess even Nintendo's own NES Remix kind of explored that idea a little bit. So, yeah.
I mean, the big thing for me is just new enemies, new power-ups, and new themes. I think those are the 3 other big ones that people would love to see, because any new enemy they include would be awesome. Any new power-up they include for each section would be awesome. And this is just more things to let people play around with levels and really make the levels that they want to see. We don't have desert themes, we don't have winter themes, we don't have anything like that. There's a lot of stuff that they could still add to this game.
Yeah, I mean, I think what they should do is just make level packs, or themed packs rather. Where you get the desert, then you got desert enemies like the Angry Sun or Pokies, for instance.
I'd pay for that.
Right? I would too. I think that'd be brilliant. I mean, I love creating levels. If they give me more tools to play with, I'd happily pay for those. And anyone who wants to anyone who simply plays the game would be able to benefit too, just by being able to play levels that people created by who purchase those upcoming assets, for free. I think. I don't think Nintendo would charge people to play levels. I'd personally be more than happy to pay for more content in this game. I was very happy with the amount we got in the game, and if they add more to it, I'm down.
See, that's the thing with DLC for me, is that Hyrule Warriors is a great example of this. If the game already feels complete and gives me more bang for my buck than I was expecting, then I am more than happy to pay more money for more things. Mario Maker itself, I don't think it should have been a $60 title, but it still had a lot of content in it for a full retail game. I'm totally fine with paying a couple more bucks for a couple other themes. If it comes with new items, new enemies, new music, all that, I would totally pay $2-5 for that.
Yeah, I would too. There is a stigma with DLC, although I think it is kind of going by the wayside a little bit, as companies do handle it better. And so far, Nintendo, across the board, for the most part, has handled it very well. And yeah, I'm super happy with the amount of content we had in Mario Maker, but if they add more, I'd be fine with paying on top of that.
Nintendo's typically found a way to balance DLC quite well and make it seem worthwhile. I think the big enemy right now these days are microtransactions, and I don't see Nintendo integrating that into Mario Maker at all.
Are you sure you don't want to pay $5 for 10 more lives in the 100 Mario Challenge?
Pretty sure, yeah.
Are you sure?
So anything else, guys, you can think of you'd like to see added in the near future, or do we cover it?
I want slopes.
I think that...
Yeah, God, slopes need to happen. Especially because they could add you could then crouch on hills and slide down them. It's so fun.
And use your butt to hurt enemies. That's great.
Right? Is there anything better?
No.
I mean, I guess you could already ground pound.
Slopes.
I want more butt attacks.
I want slopes.
So there is actually one disappointing thing about all this, though. Is I knew there had to be more updates coming to Mario Maker. It just had to be. This game lends itself perfectly to this idea, and I had thought this would be part of an upcoming Nintendo Direct. The fact that this, among many other things they've been releasing recently, was its own self-contained trailer, makes me think we're not getting a Direct anytime soon at this point. What do you guys think?
Makes me sad.
I know.
That does seem like the most likely, because this would be perfect for a Direct. This is the type of thing they'd show off and get people excited and talk about Mario Maker again, and yeah, they're just not doing it, and it's Who knows? I mean, they're saying directs aren't dead, but it's not clear when they're finally going to do one. That's for sure.
It wouldn't feel the same with the Wada.
I mean, that will be a weird adjustment, but they did start without him, so
Yeah.
even though it is easy to forget that, because Wada he does seem like synonymous with those at this point. But they did say they'll come back, and they may just be waiting until next year now at this point. Maybe they just want to get right through this holiday season, this amazing holiday season of theirs, and start fresh next year.
Could be.
Yeah, I could see that.
I don't know.
All right. Okay, well, I think that about wraps up for us here. So thanks, guys, for watching. If you like our discussion, make sure to like and follow us on Facebook and Twitter at GameXplain. You can find links to them in the description below, which is a good way to keep up to date on everything we post. And Drake, do you want to tell everyone where they can find you at?
Ladies and gentlemen, if you want more slopey goodness, you can just go to Trailer Drake and watch my videos. They are not about slopes, but they're still pretty slopey.
They should be about slopes.
They should.
What a complete letdown, man. Jeez.
I don't make trailers either.
And of course, stay tuned to GameXplain for more on slopes and Super Mario Maker and other things gaming as well. Alright, thanks, guys. Bye.